Hello, and welcome back to another brand new season of Manifesting with Feng Shui. I am so glad you are here. I'm so excited to get started with season 6 here again in Austin, Texas with Logan. Hey, Logan, say hi to everyone.
Hi, Kristina. How are you doing?
Good. I'm amazing. I'm so excited for this season. So much goodness in store. And I'm super excited that you are here again, willing to learn alongside with everybody how to manifest with Feng Shui and design the life you deserve. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, of course. I told you I was almost not going to be on the mic because I had moved the monitoring station into my office, but I was like, you know what? I'm going to pull it out here for today with Kristina. I got to be out in the studio with her.
Thank you. I know I was fully prepared to be solo, but I think it's really fun having you here. I think the listeners really enjoyed it. Thank you, everyone, for those of you who left a review for season 6. I read every single review and I appreciate it so much. And many of you have been here since the beginning. This podcast, we are in season 6. We are almost to our 100th episode, actually. And just those of you who are loyal listeners who have been here for a long time, thank you for being here. And you loved it. You loved the vibe of season 5 from Austin, Texas, and, appreciate it. And then for those of you who are new, welcome to the show. This is so fun. You are right on time. You are not late. You are right on time. And, Logan is pretty new to Feng Shui. So, Logan, you ask questions. Please feel free to ask questions as we go because we're all in this together learning.
Yeah, I definitely always have questions come up. I mean, that was season 5 we did your first time here. Had a lot of questions. And so, yeah, I'm just excited you're back for season 6. It doesn't even feel like you were, that was back in November. So it's been 6 months almost. No, 4 months, sorry. Doesn't even feel like you've been gone that long.
I know.
It's
wow.
Nice to have you back.
Thank you. Happy to be back. I already told Logan, though, we might have to rearrange the studio. We might have to feng shui the studio for, the next episode because I might be facing the Grand Duke, which I'm
embarrassed. I'm so embarrassed that I did not have it set up properly.
Didn't do your homework. I'm just kidding. No, actually, so today's episode, we're just going to kind of really just dive right in because, yes, this episode is airing in April and we're already well into the year of the snake for 2025. But I think it's really important that we continue to talk about the difference between what we experienced in 2024 and how 2025 is a completely different pace. And if we keep trying to move at the same pace that we did last year, we are going to burn out. And I really want to give you some tools, 3 steps, in fact, to help you to stay grounded during the 2025 year of the snake, and also to help you to step into your biggest dreams. Because this is a big year to lean into some change, whether that's in your career or where you live or in your relationships. And change is, on the other side of it, can be beautiful. But as you navigate change, it can also sometimes feel very unsettling. And so today's episode is called, Are You Feeling the Shift of 2025? 3 steps to stay grounded and step into your biggest dreams. So again, if you're new here, I always try to give you practical, tangible things that you can do after you press play so that you can truly set your intention and design the life you deserve. One of my favorite things to help people manifest is money. I help you manifest money from sources expected and unexpected. Money is a foundational need. And so without having that financial security and stability, I feel like that makes it really hard to dream big and step into your biggest dreams. So manifesting money is a foundational practice here, and you're going to get that every single time you tune into my show. And we all know that there's so much more to life than money. And so when you have that foundation and you feel secure in your finances, that's when you can start dreaming really big and step into your biggest dreams. So that's what we're here for today. Are you feeling it, Logan? Are you excited about this episode?
I am excited about this episode. I'm ready to, I'm always excited about all of your episodes. So, yeah.
Thanks. Well, before we dive into those 3 steps to help you to stay grounded and step into your biggest dreams, I really want to acknowledge something right now. So, first of all, it's the new moon as we're recording this, and I was a little bit hesitant because the new moon is when the sky is at its darkest, and it's really a great time to plant seeds of intention and go within. And so typically, I try to schedule something like batching content during a full moon because that's when we have the most energy and we're more outward facing. And yet the way that everything worked out with our schedules, with all the things, this whole series is being recorded during a new moon. And I actually think it's really auspicious because the new moon is a great time to plant your seeds for intention and dream big. So I feel like whatever we speak about today could potentially come to fruition. So I think this is a really good time to manifest. And what I wanted to ask you, Logan, is before we kind of dive in, the Lunar New Year was on January 28th was New Year's Eve, 29th was New Year's Day. And now we're officially in a new year according to, the Chinese zodiac and astrology. So are you feeling the year of the snake? Does it feel different to you than last year?
Yeah, it feels incredibly different. I was shot out of a rocket ship to start this year, not just January 28th, 29th, at our new year. So much has been happening, such an energetic shift, such a different mindset, a different embodiment that I've been going through. So I am 100% feeling the new year. These first 2 months, January and February, have felt like I've already put in a year's worth of energy, work, everything.
Yeah.
So
that you're right on time for that. And I'm feeling it too. So for me, I'm very go, go, go. And last, my moon is in Aries. So I have this fire and this spark about me. I don't like to slow down. I was born during a full moon, which is a very active yang energy. And yet that was last year. Last year was a year, and it sounds like you've been busy. And I think that that's the thing. This year of the snake is a yin year, but not necessarily that it's slowing down the expectations of the things that we need to do, but it's how we move through it that we have to shift from last year. Last year was kind of show up, shine brightly, invest big in yourself. I had several photo sessions last year. I started the podcast here, but even going into this recording right now, I just feel like it is different. I don't know exactly how to explain it, but the year of the snake really is about depth. And it's about not just making lots of money and being successful, although you can be in the year of the snake, but it's also about finding purpose in what you're doing and really feeling like you are on purpose and serving the world to the greatest capacity. And if you don't listen to that nudge this year, it's going to be very difficult. Does any of that resonate with you?
Oh yeah, I got that nudge this year. It kind of actually started near the end of last year. I had done a solo trip to Sedona in October. I think we talked about it maybe in your season 5 a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's interesting now because now I'm seeing the full integration of what that trip started. And now it's kind of coming full circle as to this, it's exactly what you said. It's that feeling of there's a lot going on and how am I moving through the world now? What am I more aware of now? Even things more attuned to my nervous system, even at the start of this year. How am I handling challenges differently? It's not just about being busy and working and as the masculine, taking a lot of action. It's no, how am I truly taking care of myself right now? And what is my, not just the surface level of self-care look like, but what am I doing for my state of being to make sure that my energy is, like I said, a different sort of embodiment now. So
I love that. That's huge, right? So we're in a 9-year, according to numerology. It's a cycle of completion. And it's also moving into next year is going to be a 1 year, a year for new beginning. So it just sounds like, not to be cliche, but snakes shed skin, right? It sounds like you're ready to sort of shed what was no longer working for you because it's you want to move differently through the world.
Oh, 1,000%. I'm shedding so much stuff. I mean, truth be told, literally last week on Monday and Tuesday, I went through my dark night of the soul. There was an existential crisis, letting go of identities, an ego death. Like it was all wrapped up in one nice, big, fun package last Monday and Tuesday. And I came out of that on Wednesday, and it literally was like, okay, what am I actually letting go of that's no longer serving me? It's like a whole nother layer. I do it constantly, but this one was like a little more painful in ways, but 1,000% it's time to let go of the stuff that's no longer serving me to get to this next level.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable and sharing that. And since you were, I'll share with everyone here that I don't know if it was around the exact same time frame, but approximately 2 weeks ago, I was literally sitting in my boss's office crying. So similar, but different, right?
I have cried more in the last 2 weeks. Probably, actually, let's call it the first 2 months of 2025 than I have in probably the last like 10 years.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. You're releasing a lot.
Releasing a ton, but it feels good. Like the Monday and Tuesday of last week was tough, but I feel like I'm like through the tunnel, so to speak. And on the other side now of just like more of the integration process now, which feels a whole lot better than the more of like the unknown at that time.
Yeah. Well, for listeners, a little friendly reminder, Logan is a Cancer sign, so he is a water sign. So that is actually really probably good for you to be in tune with that and to cry, and tears are healing. My boss was just like, I have several bosses in my 9 to 5. So as a reminder, I am a Feng Shui practitioner and I work in public education, and I have several bosses, and I went from one check-in with a bunch of the executive directors to another check-in. And by the second check-in, we're having a regular conversation, and all of a sudden I just start crying, and she's like, "Oh my God, Kristina, I don't think I've ever seen you cry." She's like getting me tissues. I'm like, "I'm sorry. I just care about what I do, and I'm just passionate." And here's where the tears really came in. It's just that I can sense, a shift. And I don't know if the change is going to come from outward sources, or, if it's going to be something I can't control, or maybe this change is something that is going to be of my own decision. And because I'm so in tune with the 2025 year of the snake and the fact that it's a 9-year, and I know that this is a natural feeling to feel, just because I understand that logically doesn't necessarily mean it's easier to move through. So I think that's my intention here, like on this show, on this podcast, is to give you a heads up of what's to come so that you can go with the flow of the universal energy instead of feeling like you are swimming against the current. And this is why we're going to go back to basics. And I'm going to give you 3 steps to help you to stay grounded and step into your biggest dreams. Now, at the time of this recording, we're heading into Mercury retrograde, which Mercury retrograde is March 15th to April 6th. So right now there's a little bit of a pre-shadow phase. And while you're listening to this episode, we're in the post-shadow. Now, Mercury retrograde is nothing to fear, but basically what you could have been feeling over the past month or so is a little bit of a slowdown. And, Mercury retrograde, it's a great time to review things, reimagine things, rebrand, rethink. Really don't start anything massively new. Kind of wrap up some of your old projects, and really, it can be an auspicious time actually to like sell things that you've already sold in the past, for those of you who are entrepreneurs and have online businesses. So your business and life doesn't have to stop during Mercury retrograde, but it is going to call you to slow down. And if you don't listen to that, life will make you slow down in other ways. So just a heads up, Mercury retrograde is a time frame in my Quantum Leaper method that I teach people inside of my mastermind. And I really talk about it a lot in the 12-month manifesting journey, because again, when you understand the universal energy, what we're experiencing, it can truly help you to go with the flow of life instead of swimming against the current. And I'm not going to get too much into it, but astrologers are also talking about the fact that March was eclipse season, and eclipses can generate massive shifts that are sometimes out of our control. And I just want to remind you, whatever happened in March was meant to happen for your highest good, even if it didn't feel comfortable at the time. And it's always to help put you on your highest path. So I hope that gives a little bit of reassurance when it comes to the universal energy and how you can go with the flow instead of swimming against the current. Logan, I know you're traveling during Mercury retrograde. Isn't that right? And you told me you're like leaving in March for something.
Yeah, I'm going to be gone March 12th through the 18th.
There's nothing wrong with that, but just, sometimes it does impact delays with like travel and even communication. Sometimes miscommunication can be like, you could like write a text or email and it might like be taken with the wrong tone or something. So just heads up.
Well, let's make sure that doesn't happen because it's my first solo trip with my 4 and 2-year-old. So
oh, that's perfect. I love this for you. Where are you guys going?
We're going back to Oregon to see my family, to their grandparents on my side.
Beautiful. So. That's actually, Mercury retrograde is a great time to have a reunion.
Yeah, it's again, kind of going back to what I've been going through these first couple of months, it's definitely sort of a meant to be trip for some healing for me and my family and taking the kids there. So I think it's going to be great.
Amazing. Yeah, it is going to be great. I will say though, too, I purposely did not schedule this batch recording during the next full moon because it is like an eclipse and Mercury retrograde. So I called my astrocartographer. Then I'm going to get into the 3 tips. I promise y'all. Last season, I kept talking about my astrocartography, which is when they take your birth chart and they tell you the most auspicious places for you to live and to work and all these things. And I knew Austin was good for my chart. And then after batching here, I like called my astrocartography reader and I was like, what just happened in Austin? That was so amazing. I loved it. Tell me more about Austin. She was telling me, I was asking her the next best time to record. And she did tell me, she's like, don't go out there during Mercury retrograde just because for like technology communication, she's like, it would be smoother not to. So I feel like this is a good time to be here in regards to like nothing too crazy is happening right now in the skies, except for the new moon, which is a good thing because it's going to it's the new moon in Pisces, and Pisces is very imaginative. So it's going to be really a great season to help you to dream big and to plant the seeds of intention for what it is you desire. Well, let's get started because I want to give you 3 steps to stay grounded and also step into your biggest dreams. And this is really going back to basics. This is everything that's in my free mini course. It's always linked in the show notes. And my 3-step method is something that I created after years of practicing Feng Shui. I'm going into like year 13. And this is what I would recommend doing. Lather, rinse, repeat. Step 1. Step 1 is to get familiar with the Bagua map. So when you feel out of control in any area of life, remember that the Bagua map is a 9-square grid that will tell you where all 9 areas of your life are located in your home. So for example, when you walk into your front door, the far back left area of your home is the wealth area, and the far back right area of your home is the relationship area. And there are 9 different areas of life that if you are feeling tension or stress or anxiety over anything, you can literally go to that area of your home and adjust accordingly. So if you don't know how to lay the Bagua map on your floor plan, it truly can be so simple. You just start at your front door, and the Bagua map is inside of the free mini course that's linked in the show notes. And if you don't like to watch videos, which I do have videos to walk you through it, if you're not a video person, it's literally written out in a PDF. Super easy. Now, let's move quickly into step 2, because how do we activate different areas of life? How do we make adjustments when we're feeling dis-ease or discomfort in certain areas of life? Well, start by applying one of the 5 elements. So all 9 areas of life are going to be activated by an element. And there are 5 elements in Feng Shui. We have earth, fire, water, wood, and metal. Now, all of these elements can be represented in 3 different ways. You can represent an element through shape, color, or the actual element itself. Okay, so let me give you a tangible and practical example of how I am going to set my intention for financial stability and security in 2025, year of the snake. Because remember what, like I said at the beginning of the episode, if you don't have that financial security and stability, then it's really hard to dream big, because that is, think of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you don't have the basics and the foundation in place, it's going to be really hard to, dream even bigger, right? So I'm actually going to go to the family area of my home, and I've already ordered this beautiful painting, and it's the shape of the wood element, which is a vertical rectangle. And it's a beautiful picture. It does happen to have trees, so it's a little bit of the wood element as well, and like the sunshine's coming through the trees. It just makes me so happy. And when you activate the family area with the wood element, basically what you're doing is you're matching the frequency of the family area. And the family area represents your relationships to your immediate family, to your extended family, and your friendships. So you can set your intention that those relationships can deepen and soften and heal. And it also represents your family lineage. So any generational trauma or limiting beliefs that have been passed down to you through the generations, you can set your intention that that is being healed when you add the wood element to that space. And family area represents financial stability and always having enough to cover the basics: rent, mortgage, groceries, your bills, all the things, student loans. So for me, I'm just going to hang this beautiful new piece of artwork that activates the wood energy, set my intentions for what it is that I'm calling in, and really rest assured that I know that the 2025 year of the snake is going to be extremely secure with finances. And my intention, of course, is to strengthen the relationships within my family, especially my immediate family that I see every single day. Mother Teresa has a quote that says, if you want to heal the world, go home and love your family. That is like one of the biggest things you can do to do your part, is to what you do between the four walls of your home. Like, that is some of the most important work you'll ever do, right? So, of course, each area is going to be activated by a different element. That was just the wood element in the family area. If you want to activate your career, you're going to use the water element. And all of that is in my free mini course. So if you want to know more about that, definitely go there and pay attention. Then the third step and the final step with this 3-step method is to clean and declutter. Now, the thing about this is, like, this really is the most foundational. First of all, cleaning, it's free. And so that's the great part of the third step. You don't have to buy new decor, anything like that. But I will say, even though it's not the first step, it is probably the most important, because if you're just decorating your house, but you're not intentionally cleaning and sweeping and dusting and getting rid of, like, editing your space, getting rid of things that don't serve you, if you're not doing any mini space clearing, then it's going to just be harder for the universe to deliver what it is that you're calling in. So clean and declutter with intention. So how this might look, I'm actually going to give you an example of our primary bathroom, which happens to be in the Helpful People travel area. This is like a huge red flag too. If you have a bathroom in the Helpful People travel space, that's the front right area of your home, you do want to make sure that you protect your energy, because that can drain finances. Don't worry, I have a whole episode on bathroom feng shui this season. I'm going to help you. I've got your back. But those of you who have one-on-one consultations with me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We do a sealing of the toilets ritual to help stop any draining energy there. But I digress. So for the Helpful People travel space, that actually represents the male energy of the home. And think about that. Think about the front right area of your home. What does that space look like right now? What's the condition of it? Is it, for me, it's our garage, and then on the second floor, it happens to be in the primary bathroom. Could it use some decluttering and cleaning? Because if so, then you could clean and declutter with the intention of healing the male energy of the home. And it also represents the head. So any mental clutter, clearing that out. It also can help you to call in helpful people, real life helpful people that can help you to achieve your goals and your dreams. And it's also your connection to your angels and guides and intuition. So by cleaning and decluttering the helpful people travel space, you're just going to open up so many inspired ideas and helpful people that's going to make your life feel so much easier. And ultimately, it's going to influence your wealth. So Logan, not to put you on the spot or anything, but are you thinking about your helpful people travel area and what that looks like and where that's located? Like, how's it going there?
Yeah, I think maybe it was in season 5 we talked about this, and I think I maybe got a little confused on where, when you speak of like front right in the house, is that like right when you walk into the right, or is it like your line of sight, the furthest far right corner away from me? That's where I think I was a little confused.
Yeah, no, that's a good question. I'm so glad you're asking, because I think a lot of people have this question. So when you walk into your front door, towards the front of the house, the front right, that's the helpful people travel. And the back of your house, the back right, that is the relationship area.
Okay, so perfect then. If we're talking about my house, then the back right furthest corner would be our bedroom, which is great. Relationship, I feel like.
It's so good.
Good to have the owner's suite over there. And then the front right when you walk in the front door to the right would be our office right there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So what's the condition of the office? How's it going? Could it use some decluttering or what?
Oddly enough, we switched up the office, I'd say 3 or so months ago, and it just wasn't designed exactly how we want. It felt very claustrophobic inside there. It was using the short side instead of the long side of the room. And so we shifted all the furniture. We put the desk in the command center, or the command spot. What is it?
The command position.
Command position. And then shifted where the little couch went. We got rid of 2 leather chairs and put in like a little love seat thing. And now it just feels so much more open, so much bigger. The energy in there flows better. Everything's organized. Like, it's a million times better. Truthfully, I don't know what the restoration hardware people were doing when they designed that room. They did great in the whole house, but for some reason that office just felt very like stumpy and claustrophobic. And so we completely changed it.
So they need me on their team, basically.
I think so.
That would be kind of fun.
You should definitely get with, I mean, they did a great job. And truthfully, I probably could have like looked at the design and been like, hey, maybe we need to switch this. I don't know. We also were kind of just like, we got kids and pregnant and moving into the house. I'm like, you guys just do it. I'll figure it out later.
I love restoration hardware. I just got like a huge manual from them. And I just think your house is probably amazing. You'll have to show me pictures or something, because it sounds beautiful.
Well, maybe your next recording, you just come hang out for a day or something.
Love it. I love homes so much. Yeah. I love looking at homes. And I think what makes Feng Shui so fun is that once you get let's say a one-on-one consultation, or once you download the free mini course and you look at the Bagua map, now you can look at your office, for example, and think like, yes, it's our office and it activates helpful people and travel. And you can actually set your intention when you clean the office now to open up opportunities for maybe travel if there's places you want to go, or open up opportunities. Maybe you feel blocked and you could use helpful people. We're talking in all facets of your life to help you with your home, to help you with your business, your finances, your mental, emotional, spiritual health. Like, helpful people, we need a village to help lift us up so that we can achieve all that we dream to achieve and live our best lives, right? So that's just kind of an example of how when you clean and declutter with intention, you just mindfully think to yourself, okay, I'm in my office cleaning and it's the helpful people travel space. And I know that when I clean this space, I am opening up new opportunities. And we did get into this last season, but Logan is very familiar with space clearing. And that's kind of like that same concept. It's like when you're doing a space clearing, you can, think like, I'm opening up opportunities, opening up space for helpful people. So what I wanted to share about our helpful people area is that in our primary bathroom, there was a sink that was, even though we just got our bathroom completely remodeled, there was already some plumbing issues, and plumbing issues are like massive in feng shui. And we have a whole episode coming up for you on bathroom feng shui, which I can't wait to share with you because it's so important. But basically, water equals money and emotion in feng shui. So if there's any clogs or anything that's leaking, that can cause trouble with finances or even emotions. So that was something that we had to address right away. I'm like, we're spending, I don't care. We're going to, invest the $1,500, the $2,000 to get new faucets, get it all cleared up, because the faucets in the Helpful People travel area were blocked, and that represents our finances and it especially impacts my husband's energy because it's in Helpful People travel. So, just saying, once you know which areas of your home correlate to which areas of your life, it becomes so powerful. Your home is telling you a story. So thank you everyone for being here today and for tuning in to the season premiere of Manifesting with Feng Shui. I hope you enjoyed the 3 simple steps that will help you to stay grounded during the 2025 year of the snake. And I hope you enjoy the 3 simple steps that you can download right now in the free mini course. It's going to be, of course, in the show notes. And it even comes with an awesome meditation to help you activate the wood energy, which is perfect because we're in the year of the wood snake. So it's going to really help you with that financial stability as well as growth in finances. So I really hope you enjoy that. Logan, thank you so much for joining us today and for getting on the mic.
Of course. I love being here with you.
All right. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. I cannot wait to see you again next week where I will help you design the life you deserve. See you soon.